In this video I'm going to be showing you my seed haul, and hopefully I will be producing all these flowers in the summer, but I'm going to be starting some in January. In fact, I've already started some, so I'm also going to show you how I'm going to start some Snapdragons, some Antirrhinum, Snappy tongue, and I'll be doing that towards the end of the video, and then I'm going to be talking about the compost that I used to start these seeds. Alright, so let's get started. Anyway, so this is my seed haul. As you know, I'm an artist and I do paint my own flowers. I have lots and lots of roses. That's how I started with my own flowers, and then I've gone on to gladioli and all sorts. But I really didn't have a system, a way of ensuring that I had a long season of flowers and enough that I could photograph lots and lots of different vases of arrangements, so that I would have a stock of photos for the winter when I need to also paint. This is Snapdragon Snappy tongue. I've never grown Snapdragon before, but I absolutely love them in these cut flower YouTube videos I've been watching, so I'm going to give them a go. The reason I haven't done them before is just because I really didn't like the ones that you saw in the garden centres or the DIY stores as bedding plants, where they're short and they're just awful. I never really liked them at all, but now that I've seen the different varieties, I'm definitely giving these a go. This I just got yesterday from Amazon. This is bee friendly. I'm an organic gardener. I haven't put pesticides on my garden since I've lived here over 6 years. No, coming up to 6 years rather. And this is a bee friendly green manure, but it also has an unusual, attractive sort of curly stem like ferns. So this will look good in arrangements and the wildlife will love it too. So this is a blue, anything like this where it hasn't got a picture, I'll put the picture up. This is a blue cornflower, pretty bog standard. I think you call them bachelor's buttons over there across the pond. These are Nigella. So Love in the Mist, as some of you call them. Which variety are they? Jekyll. Miss Jekyll mix. There we go. Phacelia, not keen on these really, but I am going to give them a go. I always like them on the picture, but I always thought they looked a bit naff in floral arrangements. But I decided I'm going to give them a go anyway. I think this makes a great filler, and I love this colour as a background to whatever flowers you're really showcasing. So this is the Nicotiana. Is it called Nicotiana? Yeah, lime green. Cool. So I really like that. I hope I can grow that. And this is another version of the same plant, but more like a chandelier, so completely different looking. Beautiful. Bells of Ireland, another one. It's kind of this colour, so another nice background filler flower with that lovely, you know, the reason I like this sort of lime green is I call it spring green. This is called lime green, but I think I like these colours. Some people call it chartreuse, because I just think it's like spring when all the leaves are new and really bright. And you know, when you get those rainy days and that soaks all the bark on the trees and they're dark, almost black with wet, and then you've got the contrast of these bright green spring leaves, maybe with raindrops glistening all over, and it's just truly fills your heart with hope when spring comes along. Probably my favourite season. So sorry, I was waffling on because I wanted to show you that colour, but that was actually Bells of Ireland there. A sunflower. I'm not going to go into big detail about each one. You can see from the packet seeds what variety they are. So I just thought they were kind of quite cute pom-poms there. Shasta daisy. I don't know. I love daisies. I love them when they're all growing wild on the kind of road banks and things like that. I love them. So we'll give them a go. Another of these lovely fresh colour. This is Cosmos. We'll see. I don't even know where I'm going to plant all these flowers. I have about half my garden is in shade. So although I have a decent sized garden, it's not all of it is south facing, sunny. So we'll work something out, I'm sure. More sunflowers. I've never had success with sunflowers. I mean, when I see these videos, people grow them as though they're just as easy as spitting on the ground, but I honestly have never had, I don't think I've tended to them enough, but this year, given that I'm really going to pay more attention to, you know, I'm sick of buying plants already sort of developed in the garden centres for £7, £8, £9, £10 a pot. I just don't want to keep doing that every year just to get some decent flowers. So seeds, I'm going to give it a go, pay them all more attention this year. Now that I've got a bit of time as well, because my children are much older now, so I actually have more time. Some white Scabiosa. Again, I'll put the picture up over here. Vipinnatus, another one of these lovely filler, spring green coloured, fresh green fillers. Beautiful. The double click Cosmos, a little bit more fuzzy and fancy. Have a go with that. Now, I've only grown Cosmos once successfully. And when I grew it successfully, my goodness, it went bonkers and was everywhere, masses of it. But I never had any success again. But I think what happened was I was so successful the first time that I mistook that for being really easy and just sort of throwing some seeds in a pot the next time. And that's not how it works. So I'm going to pay a little bit more attention like I did the first time, and hopefully we'll get that display back. Another one I've had no success with, but I think I used old seeds. So that would explain why they didn't come up, these zinnias. Another mixed batch of Scabiosa. These I love grasses. So I absolutely love them. As you can see, I've already done some of these. Wild grasses. I love when I go around the wild meadows. I just cannot believe the variety of grasses out there, the different colours, and some of them are so velvety and shiny, and oh, I mean, they're just feathery, everything you can imagine. Great for flower arrangements. And there's this great picture, I'll put it up, by Constable, I think, who is not known for his floral. I think it's Constable. Not known for his florals, but he, you know, I love it when they do the dandelion. There's one of Monet actually with dandelions. So I'll put a couple of those art pictures up. And I think, you know, we've become way too formal with our floral arrangements, and we've become way too overcomplicated with almost everything we do, whether it be gardening, cooking, floral arrangements or whatever. And I like to get back to simplicity and use, you know, what is natural and available. So I'm going to be kicking that off with a bit of this quaking grass.
And if you fancy getting into art, low level, easy, non-messy art, I have this Monet colouring book, and I have a Renoir and Van Gogh coming on Amazon, and it's A4, nice size, coffee table size, really nice colouring book for professional colouring pencils for adults. So if you're interested in that, I will leave the link in the description below, both to Amazon UK and Amazon.com. So check that out if you're interested in that.
I love these China Asters. Look at the colour of these. Now, I did sprout these before. They did germinate. I had a little plastic greenhouse in the corner by my garage where it gets like nice sun. But unfortunately, because I have to keep going through a gate and backwards and forwards, I just kind of in the end neglected them, and they dried out and died. Oops. If you have to factor in always consciously doing something that you, or passing somewhere you don't normally pass all the time, it's really easy to forget, as I did, and or to just get distracted, bogged down. I mean, I've always got more things to do than I can actually do. So I neglected them and they died. So we're going to give them another go. I've actually got a ton of gladioli bulbs, lilies, which I'm going to put in the front garden because I don't want them near the cat, and some ranunculus, but they're out in the shed. Nasturtiums, absolutely love them. Have always grown them, really. They seem to just grow so easily. Butterflies, caterpillars like to eat them. That's fine as far as I'm concerned. That's what they're there for. Let the caterpillars eat the leaves on these. There's always too many leaves anyway on nasturtium. So if that keeps them away from your other flowers and your other crops, I think that's the whole point of a cottage garden anyway. So I love them. But the flowers are great for salads as well. This Limonium, this one. So I just like these kind of pink poker sort of flowers. I did grow Liantris last year. I did actually really like it. But I haven't. I've decided I've got enough. I was going to get some and I thought, oh, come on. It's not like I've got 40 acres here. No, this is Aster. Yeah, so this is a different variety. So there's my China Aster that died. And then I thought I would go for a mixed variety as well. But I think I definitely prefer these. Another sort of pink hot poker, Celosia. We'll see. I mean, you know, as these grow, I will know whether I'll like them and want to grow them again. Another sunflower. Do love sunflowers. Probably going to put a lot of these sunflowers in my front garden. Foxglove, of course, love them. And I have a cottage. I have a cottage that was built in the 1780s. So, foxgloves look good in my garden. More cornflower, already planted those. Look at this lovely poppy. Oops. This is called Fizz. Is it called Fizz or Gin? Pink Fizz. Isn't that cute? We'll see. I mean, I've started it, but we don't know if it's going to have any success yet. Larkspur, yes, Delphinium Larkspur. They're already out there. I've got different varieties. I've got white and mixed colours. I think there's another one there. Yeah, Larkspur White. So they're going to be gorgeous. Another poppy. There, these are the ranunculus. So I'm not going to start these till probably early March. We have quite mild, shorter winters for the UK. I mean, you know, compared to somewhere hotter, of course we don't, the Mediterranean. But we have quite a Mediterranean climate, certainly during the summer. I mean, I can grow grapes outside and they will fruit here in the southeast of England. I mean, we have quite a big wine producing industry down here in the southeast because our soil and climate is so good, really mild compared to the rest of the UK. So we have relatively shortish winters and mildish frosts, but occasionally, of course, like anywhere, we can have a really hard frost, and the winter can sometimes be a little bit extended. Last year was very, very wet, including the winter. So the whole summer and the winter was extraordinarily wet, and I've never known it like that here. So we'll see how it goes. I've been really worried that my bulbs were going to rot off. Oh yeah, so this was so I was a bit cheesed off with this because I had in one packet that cost less than this, I had 1,000 seeds. And then I bought this on the spur of the moment in the garden centre, this brand here. And with the intention of starting some indoors early and then doing some outdoors to just make their own way. And I didn't have enough because there were so few seeds in here, even though it cost £1 more than my other packet, which had 1,000 seeds in. This only had 50. So I was be careful of that. Just look for the seed quantities on the packet. Aquilegia. Yeah, so I've got some giant Aquilegia there, Scabiosa drumsticks, and some more foxgloves. So I'm going to have to do my foxgloves again because I did them indoors and I didn't cover them, and overnight they literally dried out and the soil was like concrete. So I'm going to have to do those again. So there you are. That's what I will be planting up. And I'm just going to show you me now planting up some of the Snapdragons for the outside. So they will be a bit later. I've got some Snapdragons inside on a window ledge, covered with cling film. And I'm hoping they will grow nicely and a little bit early. But then I've got, in case anything goes wrong, it's too hot or whatever, I do have that problem in this house, then I've got my backup Snapdragons. And if I get both, great, because then I've got succession Snapdragons going on there. So anyway, that's my seed haul. I'm just going to pot up my Snapdragon now. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the soil that I use. I saw
So what I started doing as I got into the swing of it, I started doing some for indoors, things that I wanted things that I really like the Snapdragons. I thought, okay, so what I'll do is I will do some indoors. I don't know whether these are going to work under grow lights. And then I'm going to do some outdoors in the bottles. And you've probably seen those. And I use water bottles, and I'll show you some of those. Right, so I was actually all out of bottles except for ones that were already in the recycling bin, so oh dear. But it's fine, because I think once I've cut it, I'll be able to reshape it. This is my soil. It's pre-moistened, so and I'll talk about my soil in a minute, so just stay tuned for that. But first things first, let me just move my soil onto that tray there. You can see I've already done some planting here. I actually use a bread knife to cut this. So the first thing I do is cut off this label. And then I find the kink. A kink is a good place to start. Just make a cutting there, and then just follow the ribs around. But don't cut it right off like I quite often do when I'm not concentrating. And once you're in there, you just want to get your hands back in, reshape it, and then once the soil's in, of course, it will get its body back. Good as new. Okay, oh yeah, the other thing I do with these is, rather than try and poke holes in the bottom, which is quite fiddly as it moves around and you nearly chop your fingers off, I just go onto the side, those little things that they're small bits, and I just, you know, cut through a few of those, make sure it drains. I've got two, I'll do one more. I just find it easier than trying to poke holes in, as long as it's low enough down the water. I think I'm going to do it on the same side. Alright. Put that in there for a minute. Alright. So then we're going to get our soil, which I've pre-moistened. This is, now I'm going to tell you about this compost in a minute when I've finished the task, but it's, I mean, I hope it works. So I'm really pleased with it, the vibe, which I'll talk about in a minute, but let's just get these planted. So I'm just going to use a spoon, and it's pre-moistened. It's not soaking wet, it's not dripping wet, but it's nice and moist. And it's seed and cutting compost. Let's just get that a bit better for you. Better. I'll get my lighting and everything sorted out. I've got sun streaking through, lights on, and I'm still not sure it's that good of a. All right, so I'm going to do, what's that, about 4 inches deep, just to give it enough to stand on and the roots to get started into. Press it down so it's a fairly level surface. Shouldn't really be using that kitchen spoon. If Mother found out, oh, Mother is me, so that will do, that's fine. So here's my seeds. They're tiny, these little Snapdragon seeds. They're almost invisible. I really want to get the Costa Silva, I love those. And there's a whole load of that Costa variety, the F1s that I love, but I think I'm just gonna, I'm going to practice with these first because I've never grown them before. So, just get them. Oh, look at those. I mean, they're just like dust. So I'm just going to, that's going to have to do. Sprinkle them in there. What was that? What was that? Was it you, doggy? And then I'm not going to really particularly cover them, but what I am going to do is just press them into the soil, and if they get slightly covered, then so be it. This is nature. Right, that's that. So then I will take my skeleton and I will attempt to seal. It's easier when the bottle hasn't already been screwed up for recycling. Let me tell you, it's actually quite easy. And then I need my Sharpie. Probably Sharpies aren't ideal, but they literally are all I have. And then this one is going to go outside. So, and it's just going to have to deal with whatever comes its way. I will try not to let it dry out. And let me get the pen. And I just do it up here. Snapdragon. Can't remember the variety. What was the variety of that then? Snappy tongue. Snappy tongue. And then what I do is I put the date, which I think is the 11th. No, yeah, the 11th. Is it the 11th? I think it's the 11th. And then I put the date so I know when that's planted compared to the other seedlings, so that I don't start to think, oh, look, they're taking off, but they're not taking off. Because obviously I've been doing this over a period of about a week now. So actually I think I could have put a bit more soil. When I was looking down on it, it looked like there was more in there. I probably should have put more soil in there, but doing it from a video angle, I think I should have really gone up to about here. So just so you know. So I probably, what will happen is I'll get those out sooner rather than later and pot them up when they sprout. Okay, so the soil. So I have found, if you are an organic gardener like me, and it's really important to be mindful of what you put on your soil, because you don't want to poison the wildlife that you've attracted into your garden, and you don't want to poison yourself, your pets, your children, then you need something that's safe to use and also one that doesn't hurt the environment. So obviously any peat-based compost is damaging the environment. So
I was delighted to find this completely organic, peat-free seed and cutting compost that even has the Soil Association stamp of approval, which is just about the highest standard of organic that you can get. In fact, what am I saying? It is the highest standard of organic that you can get. So when you're putting this on your garden, you really are putting organic compost on your garden. And you know, you can go along to their website. They have British wildflower seed packs, they have topsoil, they have mulch, they have everything. So go and have a look on their website. You can buy it from Amazon. They are on Amazon, but what's the point? You'll get it cheaper direct from them, and they deliver it in exactly the same way as if you were buying it on Amazon anyway. So it really makes no difference. You don't really benefit from buying it from Amazon. So please take a look at this fantastic, game-changing compost product, and go and have a look at their website at all the other products, and I'll drop the link in the description below. And I'm not sponsored, nobody's paid me to say this. Right, okay, so that's the end of this video. Oh yes, I'm just going to show you my seedlings sprouting. I'm going to play out showing you those, and then in my next video I'm going to do my windowsill planting, and I'm going to show you how you can plant up your seedlings on your windowsill above a radiator. It's nice and toasty for them, so that you don't need expensive shelving and grow light systems and all the rest of it. And I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video, and let me tell you, it works because mine are already germinating. So I'll see you in the next video with that. Oh, and don't forget, I'm also posting a Monet painting video, which is going to complement my Monet colouring book for adults that I have produced and published on Amazon. So that's coming also imminently. So see you again in my next video. Hope you found that helpful. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you want to know.
And until the next time, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.